Right now I have a very conveniently placed microphone. That's because... check it out, baby! It's so hot over here, I had to put on this shirt in order to record this video because otherwise people would be exposed to the unmentionables of my top. But today we're going to be talking about something just as unseemly, just as unsightly, and frankly quite ridiculous. The Thugnaught is coming to collect his due. What is going on, ladies and gentlemen of the tribe, and welcome back to another Galaxy of Heroes video with me, your bold boy Scribe. How the devil are we all doing? And today is your daily dose of Swogo. That's right, that's what I'm here for, baby. I'm here for you. So the new datacrons have been data mined within the game, and if you did not know, Swogo.gg is your one-stop shop for all little bit. And this isn't sponsored, by the way. We're not sponsored by Swogo.gg. Not yet. What's going on? I'm joking. I'm joking, guys. Don't you worry about it. But if you didn't know, when new datacrons come to the game, they're usually back-end loaded. We do love loading a bit of the... I think this heat is getting to me, guys. I think it is actually getting to me. Anyway, you can go over to there. You go to database. You go to datacrons. And booyah. Check it out. Necessary means this is a datacron set that is not actually in the game right now, but it's in the game right now. Capiche? Glad we understand that, clear as mud, more informed and none the wiser. Anyway, this necessary means datacron has got a couple of really weird doozies. First and foremost, we've gone back to typing, okay? So we've got types for the bonuses. The level 3s don't even have light side, dark side. Check it out, we've got healer, we've got tank. How peculiar. So, healer, let's check out these before we dive into the craziness of these level 9s, right? Whenever a healer targets another ally with an ability during their turn, they both gain 5% defense, max health, max protection, offense, stacking until the end of battle. This first one seems to be like the instant winner over here. You definitely want some of that. I mean, there aren't many healers in the game, and not many healers have got targeted heals. The one off the top of my head I'm thinking is IG-11, is it? Okay, next up, first time each healer falls below 50% health, they gain damage immunity and health steal up for 2 turns. This is middling at best. Healer allies start the battle with damage immunity for 2 turns. When healer allies start their turn with at least 2 debuffs that can be dispelled, they have a 65% chance to dispel all debuffs on themselves. Whenever a healer recovers protection, they gain 2% max protection. This is okay. So probably this one at the start, and then this one down here for the protection stacking. That's not too terrible. Moving on then, what do the tanks have? At the start of battle, tank allies gain retribution for 3 turns, which can't be dispelled. That's actually quite nice. I'm not against retribution for 3 turns on tanks. That'd be useful on any number of things, right? You know, having Leia with retribution, not too shabby. Not too shabby. Even things like Malak and Malgus and stuff like that. JML will have it. You know, yeah, I don't know. There's some use cases, I'm sure. Anyway, whenever a tank ally deals damage to an enemy and no other enemy is ability blocked, inflict ability block. Like, permanent ability blocks are kind of cool. You know, you're always able to ability block people. That's nice. Whenever a tank ally is critically hit, they gain 100% crit avoidance and crit chance for 2 turns. Crit avoidance is nice, don't get me wrong. And crit chance for 2 turns. Nobody's really doing boatloads and boatloads of damage with tanks most of the time. I would rather have some of these. At the end of each turn, tank allies recover health and protection equal to 50% of the amount enemies recovered that turn. This can't trigger this effect on enemies. Okay. Yeah, that's just a stop an infinite loop of if 2 people had the same datacron, they would just be healing each other up constantly up to full. It would be a funny interaction there. That's actually not terrible. That's actually pretty good. Keeps tanks alive. Whenever a debuff on an enemy expires, tanks gain 2% potency and tenacity stacking for the rest of battle. Garbage for the most part. Garbage. All right. So, let's look at the level 6s. We've got attackers and supports. Isn't this interesting, right? Whenever an attacker ally has full health and protection at the start of the turn, they deal 100% more damage on their turn. This is really good. Really good. Whenever an attacker ally inflicts a debuff on an enemy during their turn, they deal bonus damage equal to 10% of that enemy's max health, which can't be evaded. This is also really good. At the start of each attacker ally's turn, if they have not taken damage since their last turn, they gain crit chance up and offense up for 1 turn. Now, kind of garbage, I think, for the most part. It's alright, but I'd rather just deal 100% more damage. Whenever an attacker ally critically hits an enemy during their turn, that ally gains 10% offense stacking for 2 turns. If this wasn't for 2 turns and just stacking, that would be the instant winner, in my opinion. At the start of their first turn, attacker allies gain offense equal to 400% of their current defense until the end of battle. They lose 50% defense until the end of battle. Okay, I mean, this is still pretty good. So, I don't know. The 100% damage is quite nice if you're at max health and protection. Quite like that. Debuff stealing 10% max enemy health, that could be really good on a number of things. Anything that's got lots of debuffs, you know, things like, I'm trying to think of an attacker that's not actually a support unit that does a lot of debuffs, but you get the picture. Anything that puts out a lot of debuffs, this can be really big damage. And offense, getting 400% of current defense, that's also really, really nice. Support then. Whenever a support ally defeats an enemy, they take a bonus turn. This is pretty good. At the start of battle, support allies lose max protection and gain that much health. So yeah, this is the grit thing. So essentially, it gives you reduced damage from percentile health effects, but it also does the same thing as like Nihilis's lead, where you change all your protection to max health. So that's kind of cool. Kind of like that. I wonder how that interacts with Gungans. That would be quite funny. It would almost ruin the Gungans, right? Alright, next up. Whenever support allies stun an enemy, they gain speed up and offense up for 2 turns and inflict expose. Nah. At the end of their turn, support allies recover 50% protection if they inflict at least 5 debuffs. Yeah. Whenever a support ally recovers health, they recover protection equal to the health recovered. Support allies can't recover protection way more than once per turn. I don't know. I like the bonus turn and I like the grit effect. Both of those are pretty good on supports. Okay, let's talk then about the level 9s. Of course, we've got a level 9 for our brand new conquest unit, Cobb Vanth. Cobb Vanth is clapping cheeks right now. He is coming to town. He is stealing your lunch money. He is stealing your wife. You know, it's you know, lock up your wives, you know, all that sort of thing. Cobb Vanth is here, and he's going to steal everything that you own. All right. At the start of battle, if all allies are constables, Jawa or Tusken gain the following effects. Constable support allies are inflicted with marked until all other allies have taken a turn. I'm guessing that Scavenger is a support. I don't know, because why would I know anything about Jawas? Represent. Okay, the first time Cobb Vanth uses High Noons. Against each enemy, they gain the Outlaw tag. That is wild. They gain the Outlaw tag. Cobb Vanth gonna be wrecking faces. That's gonna unlock so much of his kit. He's gonna be destroying fools. Whenever Cobb Vanth uses High Noons against an enemy Outlaw, reduce the cooldown of High Noons by 3. Are you for real? Are you for serious? That Cobb Vanth one is pretty damn good. Princess Nissa, throw her in the trash. Absolutely throw her in the garbage. Whenever Princess Nissa attacks out of turn, she gains 10% crit damage and offense up to 200% until she's defeated. If there were no Galactic Legends at the start of battle, her attacks out of turn gain an additional 15% crit damage and offense. They ignore protection and deal an additional instance of true damage. Whenever Nissa uses a special ability, the target enemy is inflicted with a stack of damage over time for 1 turn. Garbage! No, it's actually really good. That's actually pretty decent. If you are like the Gerbil, or someone with lots of investment in your Ewoks, that's actually pretty good. You could set it on defense to try and force an opponent to GL it, but I'm sure you would find a way around it. Not a priority as far as I'm concerned. Batcher is immune to daze and stun. Whenever Batcher damages an enemy, she removes 15% turn meter from them and gains that much turn meter. If there are no Galactic Legends, enemies can't gain bonus turn meter. Ooh, they're doing a lot of these no Galactic Legends situations, aren't they? Whenever another Bad Batch ally is inflicted with Captive, reset the cooldown of Batcher's ability. She dispels all debuffs on her and she takes a bonus turn. Not too bad. I mean, New Batch is really good as a faction, as a team, as a unit, as a squad, as a tribe, you might say. So this is probably worth getting. Didn't mean to click on New Batcher. Jar Jar Binks. Whenever Jar Jar Binks inflicts a debuff or is inflicted with a debuff, he gains 10% turn meter. That's going to be nutty. Jar Jar inflicts a lot of debuffs. A lot. So that's a lot of turn meter gains. Whenever a Gungan ally assists Jar Jar Binks, they shock the target enemy. Whew, excuse me, I'm so boring. For 1 turn, and they're inflicted with plasma residue. Otherwise, apply a stack of frustration for 1 turn. At the start of each other Gungan ally's turn, they inflict accuracy down and evasion down on the healthiest enemy for 1 turn. If all allies are Gungans at the start... Who's using Jar Jar without Gungans? Whenever Jar Jar Binks evades an attack, a random enemy's cooldowns are increased by 1 and a random Gungan ally's... Yeah, this is really good. I like it. Get the Jar Jar Binks one. Chief Nabit. At the start of battle, all Jawas gain 300% bonus protection. That's a lot of bonus protection. Whenever an enemy is inflicted with a thermal detonator, Chief Nabit gains 25% defense, stacking to a maximum of 400%, and Jawa allies recover 25% health and protection. This is relatively good. It's not going to make Jawas good, and I don't think you want to use this over the Cobb Vanth datacron, and you certainly won't be using the 3s. Tarful. If there are no galactic legends, Wookiee allies gain a stack of Bulwark for 1 turn each time they attack out of turn, are critically hit, evade, or lose taunt. This is okay. Like, Wookiees are kind of underrated, it's just there's so much in the game at the moment. This is where things get absolutely certifiably nutty though. The Thugnaught, coming in thick fast with his little piggy face, he has spoken. At the start of battle, if Hondo Ohnaka and Ezra Bridger, got to be the weirdest 3v3 team I've ever heard of, are allies and there are no other allies, gain the following effects. At the start of each turn, if Hondo has more stacks of ransom than Ugnaught, Ugnaught and Ezra gain 2 stacks of ransom, up to 50. So they can't gain ransom, so it's going to be like every turn, more or less, right? Which can't be copied, dispelled, or prevented. And all allies gain 25% defense and offense stacking for the rest of battle. Alrighty then. So at max, well, you know, I mean, yeah, 2 stacks, you'd be able to do it, you know, like 25 times. That's a lot of defense and offense. These increases persist through defeat. Whenever Ezra Bridger whenever Ezra Bridger assists, he gains dramatic entrance. He is kind of dramatic. And the strongest ally who doesn't have it gains frenzy until the start of their next turn, and the weakest ally who doesn't already have it gains tactical genius. Frenzy is great. This is already starting to turn loop stuff. Dramatic entrance is load of damage, and tactical genius does stuff tactically and with a lot of genius. Whenever Ugnaught uses a basic ability, dispel all debuffs on all allies, then all allies assist a total of 6 times. 6. What? 6. What? I know these characters aren't the best. I mean, Hondo's okay, especially with his Omicron, you know? Whenever Ugnaught uses a special ability, dispel all enemy buffs and fracture the target enemy until the start of Ugnauht's next turn or until he's defeated. He's got fracture. And it's a mass dispel. Okay. At the start of battle, all allies gain 400% bonus protection and backup plan so they can revive. Whenever an ally takes damage, all allies recover 30% health. I hope you've got your R10 thuggies, boys. At the start of battle, if Ugnaught is on offense, allies gain 50% evasion until the end of battle. If there are no galactic legends, they gain an additional 50% evasion. So if you're on offense and you're fighting a non-GL team, they've got 100% evasion. They start the battle with 400% bonus protection that doesn't expire. They recover 30% health whenever you take any damage. His basic calls a mass assist and dispels all debuffs. And if you use a special, you fracture the enemy and dispel all their buffs. Ezra is constantly going to be getting dramatic entrance. Hondo is going to be passing them boatloads of defense and offense. This is nuts. I'm so glad I got that R10 Ugnaught. And R9, I suppose, on Hondo. I need to throw some relic levels, I think, on Ezra Bridger. How about you? Yep, because I think you need to be minimum relic 6 for this. Next up, Tusken Shaman. The first time a Tusken ally inflicts a debuff each turn, they gain 5 stacks of heal over time, and the target enemy is inflicted with 2 dots for 2 turns. The first time an ally loses any stacks of momentum each turn, they gain a stack of momentum for 3 turns, 2 stacks of heal over time for 2 turns, and triggers all ally stacks of heal over time and all enemies' dots. This is actually pretty good. I'll be happy to use that versus Darth Vader Duel's End. Yes, you heard me right. Anyway, Paplu. Paplu taunts for 2 turns at the start of battle, can't be dispelled. If there were no galactic legend at the start of battle, allies ignore taunt effects whilst Paplu is taunting. Whenever Paplu uses a special ability, allies gain 50% defense and offense up to 300%, and they recover 25% health and protection. Whenever Paplu uses Galvanize, which is a good song, by the way, the time is coming to push the button. Tell me in the chat if you know that. Seriously. Anyway. Decrease the cooldowns of all Ewok allies by 2. That's pretty hefty. Not going to use it out of principle because it's Paplu and Ewoks suck. Alright? Come at me. Talia. Whenever Nightsister uses a special ability on an enemy with stacks of Plague, all other Nightsister allies assist. A random enemy is then inflicted with a stack of Plague which can't be resisted, and the cooldown of Water of Life is reduced by 1. Water of Life, or as I like to call it, vodka. If Mother Talzin is in the ally leader slot at the start of battle, at the start of each Nightsister ally's turn, all plagued enemies are marked for a turn. Oh, that's interesting. That's kind of cool. Bring back Mother Talzin as a team. I'm here for it. I'm here for it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, that's going to about wrap it up. I definitely want to be getting that Cobb Vanth. He's going to be slapping cheeks. I want Thuggy. 100% want to be getting myself that Thugnaught Cron. And the rest, I don't know, probably the Jar Jar one, probably the Batcher one. It's going to be some fun. Hopefully we can get some footage. We can get some fun stuff going on. And I will see you all in the very next video. Peace out, and may the Force be with you.